What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Happy freaking Friday. The market did squeeze to highs we have literally never seen before, with certain names reaching levels we haven't seen since 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, with some names hitting names we have not seen. With some names hitting levels we have not seen since the 2000s. We've seen weekly volume we have not seen in over a year. We've seen the market, the SPY specifically, do things that we've only seen two other times before in history, which leads me to believe that we have a clear-cut example of what the next steps in the market could look like, which I want to break down for you guys on this quick Friday update video. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Of course, if you are, guys, smash the like button, engage with the video. For those of you guys who were, I guess, lucky enough to jump into the free trial opportunity we had for the Discord, I hope you guys had yourself an absolutely fantastic day, because the kind of day that we had today, going 5 for 5 for the callouts, there are several different setups and outlets to kind of put yourself in a position to be successful, was amazing. And again, these are just some of the trades from today. This market that we are currently in is fantastic. And for those of you guys who want to jump in, guys, there may be a 7-day trial available. There may be a 14-day trial available for a few spots left if some people jumped in and jumped out within a day's time. If that's not available, there's a 7-day free trial at the end of Sunday. That also will come to an end. Okay, quick little heads up. Once that comes to an end, guys, the free trial period is over. Okay, link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. So today was a very interesting day for a few different reasons. One is AMC today. We got to cover this because I did do a huge breakdown for you guys on the weekend, and that was really covering the AMC move in 2026 versus the GME move in 2024, my apologies. So what we got this week was, at the end of the week with GameStop after that Friday, GameStop was actually only up 25%. At the end of this week with AMC is up 37%. This is actually a much stronger weekly finish for the stock than what we saw with GameStop in 2024. Now, of course, it's not quite the same breakout, because we did see some absolutely ridiculous highs of roughly 271% in 2 days. After that breakout, we only saw with AMC, although it was a pretty big breakout, a 43% move. But putting yourself in a position to take advantage of this breakout, had you watched the video that I put out last Saturday or last Sunday, one of the two, it was on the weekend, hopefully you're very successful. The calls that I had for AMC were up roughly 230% at the close, and that's for May. The calls that I had with GameStop were up over 100% a few different times throughout the day today. So with both of these names here, this setup was correct, and I think there's more upside to come. For GameStop specifically, we did see a back test day, so I'm going to kind of break that down for you guys first. And let me know in the comment section below, guys, what other names you guys would like to see covered this weekend, so we can kind of go through a much more in-depth breakdown with individual names, because I do think some healthy pullbacks are coming, but I don't think that they're going to be, I don't think the run is over. I think we could be looking at a little bit of a healthy pullback and chop while the market consolidates, catches its breath before the next leg up. And I'm going to break down why that may be, okay? For GME, guys, the simple way of looking at this today was it did see some pullback, but the overall daily volume wasn't really high on the sell. As you guys can see here, the red day didn't really have a lot of sell volume. So to me, it was more of a consolidation day. And then when I can look at AMC's candle, AMC, on the other hand, had the highest volume you've seen since 2024, which to me just means the buying was legit. This is legit buying stepping in here. And over the past little while here, we've now seen that over the past 3 weeks, AMC has ripped up roughly 100%. Which is insane for any stock to be up that much in 21 days in 14 trading days. Despite the fact that it hit new all-time lows 15 days in a row or 59 days in a row, I get that. This run here is still a historic run for the market, right? Or it's a run worth noting, okay? Now, these weren't the only names to run today. Today was a day where there were several different moves in the market, and one of the moves in the market that was really finishing strong here was Cypher Mining. Now, some of you guys remember that I have been covering a few different names here throughout the weeks to kind of put retail in a position where we can capitalize off of the best setups in the market point blank period. Some of those names have looked like NBIS. Whoa, that's not NBIS. NBIS. NBIS had an absolutely fantastic move here early in the week, or sorry, from last week into this week, and then consolidated here over the last few days as it's waiting for that 9 EMA to catch up. So to me, this was still a fantastic move. We saw last week, I'll put this on the weekly actually, just to make it easier. Last week we saw NBIS with roughly a 33% move, and then this week we saw it with roughly an 8% move. We also saw CoreWeave that had a fantastic week. Last week 24%, this week 14%. We also saw IREN, another fantastic move. Last week 13%, this week 22.38%. And then we saw Cypher mining. Okay, now Cypher last week was up 28%, this week up 17%, and still looks great for targeting back towards that trend high. Something happened today with Cypher mining in the afternoon when I started seeing some calls just absolutely getting smashed. And when I say smashed, I mean like somebody was just pressing a bunch of buttons saying, give me all of the bullish exposure. I don't know why that might be, but we saw a significant amount of volume stepping in and call options being purchased for roughly a month to 8 months out. Somebody likes this name a lot, and I'm not sure why, but I will break down this chart and this name and this stock, this company in more detail this weekend as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Another name I want to bring to the list, guys, because we do, of course, have several different meme stocks that are ripping today that looked absolutely fantastic. A reminder, let me know in the comment section what names you guys want to see covered this weekend so we can break that down in more detail. Was HTZ. Now, we've only covered this stock one other time here on the channel, but this has been quite the breakout here. I'm going to put this on the weekly. I just want to show you guys what this looks like here from a technical perspective, okay? This does look like a very blessed chart that had a little bit of a sweep, just a little one, a little bit of a sweep here, kind of fake out breakdown before having an absolutely amazing rip. Now, over the past 5 weeks, this stock closed at roughly at the beginning of March. It closed a weekly candle at 389, saw a little bit lower, but has since then ripped up 99% to the highs and closed at 91% this week. I could see there being a little bit of pullback here as well, and I'll get into a little bit of a technical breakdown here with you guys. I could see this pullback down to roughly around 676, but honestly, the idea that this thing cracks that target and continues to push here is starting to look more and more legit. Now, when you look at this setup, you'll realize this is a very similar setup to GameStop, right? Now, I'm going to put GameStop on the daily. I'm going to zoom it out here a little bit, and I'm going to give you guys that very similar look. Here, I'll just delete everything to make it very easy. I'll give you guys that very similar look here that we just finished watching with HTZ. And now you can look at that and go back to HTZ. And you can say from a macro perspective, oh, this does look very similar, right? Like we are seeing roughly the same pattern here. Different time frames, different stocks, but it's roughly the same elongated handle here after that cup. And we're looking for a breakout to kind of retest that trend. This has been something that we've been able to see for a while with several other names there. Mara, Riot, Wolf at times, HTZ, as well as GameStop. All right, guys, so we'll leave things there for now. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Just giving you guys a quick little breakdown of several different things we saw this week, but we will have much more for you guys this weekend. Let me know in the comment section what you guys would like to cover, and I will be breaking them down bit by bit by bit. For those of you guys who want to live chat with us, guys, link in the description below to do so. Outside of that, fantastic week. Hopefully nobody says anything crazy over the weekend, and we can get back to having an absolutely amazing start to this year on Monday. All right, guys, much love. Deuces.